Hello students, now in this chapter body movement, we are going to discuss about movement of the body parts and the movement of the whole body from one place to another place in different type of animals. In order to understand how the movement of our body parts takes place, first we should study the bones present in our body that forms our skeleton. Various types of joints are also there between the bones and the muscles which make the bones move at joint. We will now discuss all these things one by one. First, we will discuss about the skeleton. The bony framework inside our body is called skeleton. If we press our fingers against the top of our face, neck, chest, back, we will feel some hard structure inside them. These hard structure inside our body are the bones. Just like the example, for making a building, we are just giving a framework. We are giving a proper shape to give the strength of the building. So, skeletal or skeletal system that gives a framework to our body, whether it is a human being or different type of animal. So, the bony framework inside our body is called skeleton. The bones of the skeleton provides a framework which holds our body together. The skeleton also gives a shape to our body. Bones are hard and tough. The skeleton is made up of bones of many different shapes and sizes. There are 206 bones in the human body or the human skeleton. These bones of skeleton are interconnected through joints to form various parts of our body. And our skeleton has movable joints between various bones which allow the muscle to move our head, our shoulder, our arms, legs and other parts of the body. So the skeletal system is made up of two parts. First it is the bone and second one it is the cartilage. Bones are hard and cartilage is elastic and soft. Cartilage is a kind of soft and elastic bone. Most of the skeleton is made up of bone, but it has some cartilage also. Cartilage are present in different body parts. Just take the example, upper parts of ear, in pinna of ears. Cartilage is also found at the end of nose. It is also present between the vertebrae of backbone that we will discuss it later. Different functions of the skeletal systems are there. Skeletal system holds the whole body together and gives a proper shape and support to the body. Skeleton protects many delicate internal organs of the body such as brain, lungs, liver and spinal cord. The skeleton provides numerous points for the attachment of muscles of the body. Along with muscles, skeleton helps in the movement of body parts and also to move our body part from one place to another place. Bones store calcium and phosphorus. Due to presence of these calcium and phosphorus, bones are strong and hard. Skeleton is of two types, exoskeleton and endoskeleton. Exoskeleton that is present outside the body, that is present usually in insects. Endoskeleton, skeleton that is present within the body like animal and the human beings. So we will now describe some parts of the human skeleton in details. So first we will discuss skull, the top part, the head portion, that is the skull. The bony part of our head is called skull. You can be able to see side view and front view of our skull. The skull is made up of 22 bony plates, and our brain is enclosed inside the skull. So we can say skull protects the brain. The skull also protects the main sense organs like eyes, ears, and nose. So we can say the main function of skulls are: skull protects the brain, sense organs of the face like eyes, ears, and nose, and most important function of the skull gives a proper shape to our head. Second is the vertebral column. If we put our fingers at the center of the back of our body and move our finger up and down, we can be able to feel a long structure in the back of our body. So this is our vertebral column, or it is also known as backbone. So backbone is a long, hollow, rod-like structure starting from the neck to the hips inside our body. This backbone forms the main supporting structure of the body. And this is made up of 33 small bones that is called vertebrae. And between the various vertebrae of backbone, there is a disc of cartilage or a soft bone. So these discs allow the vertebrae to move slightly. So the main function of the backbone are: backbone provides main support to the body, support the head, attaches shoulder bones, ribs, and hip bones, and also protects our spinal cord. Next is the ribs. If we will take a deep breath, hold it for some time and move our hand on the chest, we can be able to find a number of bones in the chest region. So these chest bones are called ribs. Ribs are the curved bone. These ribs exist in a pairs. So there are 12 pairs of ribs in the chest of our body. 10 are fixed and two pairs are floating. One end of the ribs is joined to the backbone and the other end is joined to the breastbone. So the hollow bony structure formed by the rib is called rib cage. So rib cage protects the internal organ of the body such as heart, lungs, and liver. Rib cage takes part in also in breathing movement. Next, we will discuss about how muscles help in movement by contraction and relaxations, because the movement of the body part in human being is due to the alternate contraction and relaxations of the muscles attached to the skeleton. The upper arm bone has a pair of muscles that is known as biceps and triceps on its two sides. In the first figure, you can be able to see when we want to bend the arm, the bicep muscle contracts, it becomes shorter and fatter. The contraction of bicep muscles pulls the lower arm bones, due to which the lower arm moves up. When bicep muscle contracts, the tricep muscle at the same time stretches or relaxes and becomes long and thin. When we want to stretch the arm, reverse to that process, tricep muscle contracts, and the contraction of tricep muscle pulls the lower arm bones at the end, due to which the lower arm moves out and stretches. When the tricep muscle contracts, then the bicep muscle stretches or relaxes and becomes longer. So we can say by the alternate contraction and relaxation of biceps and tricep muscles, we can be able to bend or stretch our arm. Next, we will discuss about the different type of joints. There are different type of joints in the human skeleton or human body to carry out different kinds of movements. So two type of joints are there, movable joints and immovable joints. Movable joints are again classified into four classes. Four types of movable joints are there: hinge joint, pivot joint, gliding joint, ball and socket joint, and immovable, that is the fixed joint. First is hinge joint. We will take an example. If we open and close a door, we find that the door can move only in forward and the backward. Why? Because door is joined by a small metal joints that is called as a hinge. So hinge joint allows the movement of bones in only one direction, forward and backward. So at different places we can be able to see this hinge joints. Elbow, knee, finger joints and jaw are the places where these hinge joint is present. Second is ball and socket joint. In the ball and socket joint, one end of the bone has a round shape like a ball, which fits into a socket, or we can say hollow space in the other bone. And ball type end of one bone can turn freely in the socket of the other bone. So it can be able to move in any direction, forward, backward, side to side, or even rotated also. Next is the pivot joint. In a pivot joint, a cylindrical bones turn in a ring type bone. It allows rotation around an axis, and this is present in the skull and the top vertebrae of backbone. Next is the gliding joint. This joint is typically found in the wrist and the ankles. Fixed joint. In some joints, the bones are held so tightly together that they cannot move at all. Such joints are called fixed joints, and these are present in our skull. Now, we will discuss the movement of different animals, because it is also necessary for the animals to move from one place to another, to find its food, to escape from their enemies. So many animals walk with their legs. Human beings, we people, we are just walking by contracting and relaxing muscles in the legs. Every animal has some movement organ. So by using that, they can be able to move from one place to another place. So first we will discuss the movement in a snake. The body of a snake is long and cylindrical. It has a long and flexible backbone, which makes its body to bend easily and form a loop. Snakes do not have legs. Snakes use their whole long and flexible body to move from one place to another place. Snake moves forward by moving its body sideways in the form of a many loops and pushing against the ground. And the special name of wave-like motion of a snake is called slither. Next, in the fish, fish can move in a water, or we can say fish can swim in a water because its body is specially adapted for this purpose. Fish has streamlined body. Due to streamlined shape, water can easily flow around the body of fish and they can be able to swim or move in the water. Fish has a flexible backbone. They have also a powerful body muscles that help in moving its tails on both the sides. Fish has also the fins, the thin and flat projection on the body of fish that is called fins, and this fins helps the fish in balancing, stopping in water, and also that will help to balance their body. A fish swims in water by moving its tails from side to side. When the fish tail moves from side to side, it pushes the water sideways as well as backward. So the backward push of tail on water makes the fish move forward. Then the movement in earthworm. Earthworm does not have bones or legs. It has muscles. With the help of these muscles, they can be able to move from one place to another place. The earthworm's body has two types of muscles, circular muscle and longitudinal muscles. And they have also bristles on the underside of the body that helps in gripping, make the gripping strong. An earthworm moves by lengthening and shortening its body alternately by using the circular muscles and longitudinal muscles respectively. So while movement, to move forward, the earthworm contracts circular muscles of the front segment, due to which the front part of its body becomes long. The bristles of front part of earthworm's body are withdrawn from the ground and put the back part of earthworm's body remain fixed to the ground by bristles. Next, the longitudinal muscles of front part of earthworm contract and make it short. The bristles of front part now grip the ground. At the same time, the circular muscles of back part contract and make the back part of earthworm's body long and thin. So lastly, the longitudinal muscles of back part of earthworm contract and make it short, pulling the back of body forward. So in this way, earthworm completes one step of its movement and cover a very small distance. Next is a bird. A bird has also a streamlined body. Bird walk on the ground by using their hind limbs. Some birds will swim in water also because they have the webbed feet. Birds, they have the four limbs, and these four limbs are modified to form wings. These wings help in flying. The bones of birds are hollow and light. Their bodies are streamlined and extremely light, and they have also a very powerful flight muscles. So birds fly by a constant up and down movement of their wings. So during the downstroke, the raised wings of birds go down and back. When the wings go down, they push the air down. The air pushes up the wings with an equal force, which makes the bird or which moves the bird go up. And the backward movement of wings pushes the air in backward direction. The air pushes the wings in the forward direction and makes the bird to move forward. So during the downstroke of wings, the air is pushed downward and backward. The equal and opposite reaction force of air pushes the birds up and forward and makes it fly. So by this way, insect and birds, they are moving from one place to another place. Thank you for watching this video.